Genshin Impact Patch 1.5 introduced Yanfei, the most OCD character to date, with her signature dish titled My Way. She must be a Sinatra fan. Is a gastronomic rendering of crab tofu, which the writers describe as simple but gloriously fresh. Crab roe is stir-fried until the oil oozes out before being added to boiled tofu, oozy fish eggs, and hot bean curds. That sounds halfway decent. Let's give it a whirl. The first task is catching a half-dozen crabs, preferably females, loaded with eggs. These came from Maryland, and they're called blue crabs because, well, they're blue. In Shanghai, where crab tofu is famous, they use hairy crabs, and you can imagine what those look like. Fuzzy. Really, any medium to large cranky crustacean will suffice. And in a pinch, you can substitute imitation crab meat with a few egg yolks. Steam for 10 minutes and voila! My whole apartment is now ripe with the smell of crab, which I must admit does not strike me as, and I quote, gloriously fresh. These eggs may be overcooked, but no matter, I'm not OCD. What's more important is removing the mustardy goo. That's known as the tamale, or crab butter, but I don't care if you can't believe it, it's not butter, it's the crab's hepatopancreas, which filters all the ick and gunk out of the water, housing things like chemicals and heavy metals that, if you eat them, will kill you. So wash this off. Now that you've separated the eggs, it's time for the laborious and arduous task of picking every single piece of meat out of the crevices in this tiny little crab body. Incidentally, there's no good way to do this. A toothpick is cleaner than using a hammer or rolling pin, but whatever, follow your instincts. Did I mention I'm not OCD? There's really no reason to put yourself through all this pain. Buy fake crab meat, crack a few eggs, and call it a day. Next we'll warm some tofu in hot water so everything's the same temperature later on. But if you're so inclined, you can skip this step and stir-fry the whole kit and caboodle together. This one goes out to the perfectionists. Once your oil is hot, dip in 2 tablespoons each of minced ginger and garlic. For a bit of flavor, the oil's nicely fragrant, so we'll add the crab roe and meat together and lightly fry, and oh my god, look at that color. It's like someone put Nemo in a blender. There goes my childhood innocence. We'll follow up with a dash of sesame oil and rice wine vinegar before adding 2 cups of water and bringing the whole concoction to a boil. While this reduces on low heat, we'll prepare a slurry of cornstarch and water. In moderation, this will make the dish creamy and luxurious. Too much and it becomes positively snotty. But maybe that's your style. I'm here to cook, not to judge. And don't you all go judging me either. So long as the mixture is slightly less viscous than mud, you should be good. To plate your crab pudding, spoon a few globules into a square receptacle. And then dice your tofu as neatly as you can into perfect little cubes about 1 inch on each side. You'd be wise to do this before adding it to your dish. But let's be real, unless you're an architect or an engineer, this is going to be way too difficult and you're going to make a gigantic mess. Just accept it. It's inevitable. People are only perfect in games and movies. Since it'll taste fine, don't sweat the small stuff, just move on. It's nothing special to look at yet, so we'll add a design to the top using tin foil, which we've cut into the inverted shape of a Chinese coin, one of the old ones, so that we can use it as a template to keep our shaking hands from making this any worse. And no, that's not an effects filter, I added food coloring so that this sauce would pop a little bit more. Sue me for fraud. Now would you look at that, your design is just about as pretty as a pin, or as close as anyone could humanly expect you to make it. And you're confident neither your family nor guests will kimchi slap you for bringing this to the table. You can gild the lily with finely diced green onion, arranged according to the laws of crab roe tofu. And there you have it. The most annoyingly complex, simple dish you'll ever eat. In fact, it took so long to plate that it's ice cold, so let's dump it back in the pan and truly do this my way. It may be strange to say, but this looks way more appetizing. I might even order this at a restaurant, with a little sprig of basil on top. That complements the crab. If I can stomach 2 bites, I'd call that success. And once again, thank you for watching.